You guys know the old saying on Wall Street that as January goes, so goes the rest of the year for the markets. I mean, is this on the screen what's to come this year? Not according to LPL Financial's Ryan Dietrich. According to Dietrich, this is interesting and it caught our eye. We said we got to tell you guys. When the S&P gains more than 10% in the final 2 months of the year, that's led to a higher S&P 500 the following year every single time since World War II. Now, to review, in the final 2 months of 2020, the S&P 500 rose a combined plus 14%. Okay, that looks good for the year in the S&P. Maybe to our floor show traders, Tom Hayes, Phil Flynn, Happy New Year, guys. Tom, looking at today and the extraordinary events over the last year, do you think that page in the Stock Traders Almanac still holds? And if so, what's the trade, Tom?
Yeah, I do think it holds, Liz. Happy New Year. And the question is this a shakeout or a fake out? And I think it might be a fake out with the anxiety around the election tomorrow, the runoff. The market's worried that if the Democrats sweep, which is unlikely, the corporate tax rate will go up from 21 to 28% and shave $20 off the S&P 500 earnings. That's low probability. And as such, I think Ryan's data holds that not only do you see an average of 3% after that type of run in November, December in the month of January, but for the year, the following year, the average since World War II is 18.1%. You couple that with upward earnings revisions over the last 12 weeks, 2021 earnings have gone up almost every single week. That's rare. It's only happened 2 other times in recent history, 2010 to 2011 and 2003 to 2004, which were the beginnings of multi-year bull markets. So what's the trade? I think this is the year of the last shall be first. So trimming the stay-at-home trade, the tech and growth, adding to the reopening trade, value and cyclicals. We like banks, we like energy, we like defense stocks. And our top 4 picks for 2021, Liz, are Wells Fargo, despite its recent rally, ExxonMobil, Raytheon, and we even like Walgreens Boots Alliance.
I could see that. I could see Walgreens Boots Alliance. I could see CVS, Phil. I could see Dwayne Reed, any of these names, because we're waiting on this vaccine, and at some point they're just going to give it to the store chains and say, you guys do it, because this is not working out well at all. But what do you think? Does this volatility, and by the way, can we show the VIX? Earlier I looked at it, was up 27%, so a lot of fear in the markets. I think it moderated just a bit. But does this predict what we can expect to see at least in the next month or two?
Oh, I definitely think you're going to see more volatility. But let's face it, I'm amazed the VIX has been as calm as it has been for the last couple of weeks, right? You have so many things at the market, the possibility of more lockdowns that we're hearing in the UK, this Georgia runoff, which is really making the market freak out. I'm surprised we weren't more worried about it. But in the big picture, let's think about what will happen if some of these worst case scenarios happen. Even if we get a shutdown, I think you're right. Your CVS's, your Walgreens Boots Alliance, all those stocks are going to do very, very well because everybody's going to need this vaccine. They're going to be running to get it. And I do think that that's a possibility. But I also think about the Georgia runoff. Okay, there is a risk, of course, if the Democrats control both the House, the Senate, and the White House, that we're going to see higher corporate taxes. But we're also going to see a lot of spending. A lot of that spending is going to be on infrastructure. So for commodities, that's going to be the place to be. So that's why I'm kind of looking at, for example, the Vanguard Commodity Index, which has really come back since last June. It's had an incredible run. That looks really strong into the next year. And then if you look at the global demand picture, look at Cheniere for natural gas. I think natural gas, we are going to be the world supplier of natural gas over time. We have the cheapest natural gas in the world. That's going to open up more and more with the LNG trade. And I think that's going to be big in this year today.